What's going on, good people? Welcome back. Appreciate you clicking on the video, taking the time out of your day to chill with your boy. Man, look, probably the last week and a half, man, I've had this same conversation with about 4 or 5 people. And then that spurred me to think at some of the things that I used to do. So I felt that it was important enough for me to reach out to you guys and bring this information to you guys. And it's more of a heads up, right? Because I know, and I can almost guarantee that some of you people out there are just like me, right? So in this video, we will be covering 7 things, 7 that all of us, and there's 7 quick things that all of us should be doing on payday. Not the day after, not, oh, I'm gonna wait till the weekend, man. I'm on payday. We should be knocking out these 7 things on payday. If you're new here, I appreciate you for swinging through. I appreciate you for chilling with me. If you are interested in things like ways to save money, personal finances, investing into the stock market, man, you came to the right place. Again, welcome. My name is C. Nell, short for Cornell, how I see it. Sit back, relax, enjoy the video, man. If you can go ahead and like the video, really that helps the YouTube algorithm. That allows me to reach more people. In addition to that, man, join the team, man. Join the community. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss any future content. And you can go back and check out some of my previous content that I've already posted. Without further ado, to all newcomers, welcome. Appreciate it. All my folks that are already in the community and the family, welcome back, man. You know I got love for you. Let's get it. All right, so let's get into it. So the first thing you should be doing on payday is paying yourself first. So I recommend start small, especially if you're on a tight budget or you're trying to work your way through paying off debt and things of that nature. Still, number 1 priority is getting that emergency fund in place. With that said, you work hard for your money. Make sure you pay yourself first. Typically, I say start with about 1 to 5% of your income. Most people are going to suggest, and this is, across the industry, is that you work up to about anywhere from 10 to 15% of your income in terms of being able to save that. But again, a lot of people have to work up to that. So at least bare minimum, start with 1 to 5% of your income. If you can go ahead and automate this process, so that way it's automatically taken out on payday, so you don't even miss the money. You don't even see it. Or, if you're able to go ahead and transfer that amount of money into your savings account or what have you, go ahead and do that. To me, if you can automate that, it's just much easier to do it that way. And it's automatically done, so you don't even have to worry about it, right? Now, again, I say start with 1 to 5% of your income. And we'll get into later why that is. Now, ideally, you want to be able to save about 10 to 15% of your income, and that could come in different forms. Investing, your 401k, Roth IRA. There's a lot of vehicles. A high yield savings account, mutual fund. It comes in a multitude of ways, but overall, you want to work to get to a point to where you can at least save 10 to 15% of your income. Me personally, I say the more you can save, the faster it goes in terms of you creeping closer to retirement, and the faster you'll see that amount start to build up. So me personally, I honestly say, try to work up to saving about 50% of your income. Typically, with that said, that's going to take some sacrifices. But again, just think about that. Just imagine, and you do the math, grab a calculator or use a calculator on your phone. If you could save 50% of your income for the next 5-10 years, even if you do that for a year or two, how much money would that give you, right? Just that breathing room to be able to, man. Or start investing, or start building for your future, especially if you got a family. You got kids and want to be able to save for their college, or want to be able to save to retire early, whatever the case may be, man. But again, pay yourself before you pay anybody else. So the second thing you should be doing on payday is hit your ATM. Whoever you bank with, hit the ATM. You're going to withdraw money to cover your gas, your entertainment, and any bills that you pay in person or with cash. So now I am scheduled to pay off my credit card, my smallest credit card. So again, this is one of the things that I'm doing today. I'm hitting the ATM and I'm taking out, taking out the money for all my bills that I'm gonna pay in cash, as well as my allowance. And again, the focus is just doing this on payday. Don't give yourself a chance to even spend that money. Sorry, I'm using ATM and recording at the same time. So, but don't even give yourself a chance to spend that money. Go ahead and get it taken care of now. The bills that you pay online, go ahead and pay those on payday. If you have the ability to, go ahead and pay those in the morning time, so that way it's done. You don't have to worry about it. Got the money, right? And the reason I say that is because you want to go ahead and hurry up and get that money now before you even have a chance to spend it. To me, it's essential. I know a lot of people, oh, I don't pay with cash, I pay with a card, this, that, and the third. I understand that. But what I'm saying is, in me, even if you use the envelope system, right? I transitioned to using more cash because I could see it. I had an emotional attachment to it. For me, I start using cash because you can see cash. We have an emotional attachment to cash. So once you hit the ATM, you take out that money that you're gonna need again for your entertainment, for your gas, and any bills that you pay in person. Go ahead and take that money out now, right? So the third thing that you should be doing on payday is filling your car with gas. So let me pull this down real quick. So another thing, and the next thing is getting gas. I highly encourage that you go ahead and fill up on payday, all right? Because typically, when payday falls, especially if it falls on a Friday, but regardless, for me, either way, go ahead and fill up on payday. And I pay a couple tricks, or one trick. I go ahead and pay with my card. Now, I leave the cash in my bank so I don't withdraw that money for the gas. The reason I do that is because it avoids me going inside and making those unnecessary convenience purchases. I know it may not seem like a lot of money, but if you go ahead inside and you pay with cash, one, I think it's just more risk, with the times that we're in, you see what I had to pull down. But two, you run the risk of getting those unnecessary convenience goods that you really don't need, that soda and bag of chips or whatever it is. And it may not seem like a lot of money, $5, $6, $7, but that adds up over time. It really does. So, and to me, it's just much more efficient to do it this way anyway. But I highly encourage that we go ahead and fill up on payday. And oftentimes, like I mentioned, especially if it falls on a Friday, you may not necessarily, you'll go through the weekend, and then most people do the same thing. Come Monday morning, you're almost completely out of gas, you barely have anything left, so now you're having to stop at the gas station, early in the morning. Who really wants to do that on a Monday morning? Like, that's a headache for me. But even on the weekends, if you wait till that next day, there's a lot more people off on the weekends, so there's more people wanting to do that. So you may have longer waits or what have you. But the biggest thing is go ahead and fill up. It's knocked out, it's taken care of, and you don't have to worry about it. The fourth thing, number four, The fourth thing you should be doing on payday, grocery shopping. I know. Everybody hates grocery shopping for the most part. And don't go when you're hungry. Don't do grocery shopping when you're hungry, because you wind up getting all this random stuff that you really don't need. But a bigger point for me and what I started doing is when you actually do grocery shopping, for those of us whose local grocery store allows you to shop online and pick up curbside, even if that's Walmart, what have you, I highly encourage you to do that. The reason I'm saying this is because this actually saves more money. Well, we get killed at, us meaning we as a consumer, once you stroll on into your grocery store, you grab your little cart and you... Convenience goods. Them convenience goods. Bro, you in there for, okay, I need bread, you got your little list. And I highly encourage that. You know, even if you have to physically go into the store, take your list with you. Try and stick to that list, right? But me, I avoid that whole situation because you know that never works out. You know you always start grabbing stuff. Oh, let me get this. This on sale. Something you don't need. Oh, this on sale. Let me get that. Let me get this. So I encourage that if you can do your shopping online and pick up curbside, or if they deliver, do that. It's going to save you a lot of money, because those little things that you pick up that you really don't need, you're just getting them because we see them or they're on sale. Yeah, but if you don't need it, what does that matter, right? That also allows you to go ahead and start meal prepping to save some of that money. You know, if you work, of course, 5 days out of the week or what have you, or Monday through Friday, you can start that meal prep on the weekend or on your off day. Go ahead and get that taken care of because you already have your groceries. But that also allows you to save more money. So now you don't have to go out and get your lunch. Or if you do want to get your lunch and you put that in the budget, now, okay, we'll go out on Fridays. We'll go out for lunch on Friday or whatever. But it tremendously cuts back the cost, and breakfast as well. If you can prepare your breakfast, depending on what time you got to report or whatever, or if you eat breakfast at home, that's fine too. But you can get your breakfast and lunch taken care of, and that saves tons of money versus going out. But go ahead and get the grocery shopping knocked out, man. And if you can do it online, do it online. It'll save you a lot of money across the year, and it avoids you, one, if everybody and their mama in there, you off work now, you don't feel like going in here wrestling with all these people, and the pandemic is still going on. So I ain't trying to be in there with all them people anyway. But with that said, now you got to wait in line. Now you got to go and put your bags in the car. But I'm up here at the register. Man, that Snickers bar look good, man. Oh, you know what? Let me get this energy drink real quick. Oh man, let's do this. And you're doing that the whole time you're around the store. Especially, again, if you're hungry, don't do it, bruh. Don't do it. Now, you done your grocery shopping. Cool. That's knocked out. I ain't got to worry about it. Got food at the crib. Now, I say it's time to put your entertainment money, or even go out to eat money, or your allowance, whatever it is, in an envelope. Again, if you use the envelope system, or put it in your wallet. I think that's very important. And that ties back to the very beginning. Hitting that ATM and taking that money out. You put that money in your wallet or your purse, because this is what I have until next payday. And it's cash. So there's more, for me, there's more of an emotional attachment to that. But this, if I want something or need something, this is the money I have to do it with. Now, again, if you watch any of my previous budgeting videos, you already know if you're realistic with your budget, that money's going to be all right. Now, it may take a little bit, it may be a little frustrating at first, because truly, to keep it 100, we got to get that discipline and get that rhythm to stick to that budget. It still takes just a little bit to adjust the mindset and adjust the behaviors, but this is it. This is all the money I'm getting. So let me put that in my wallet or put that in the envelope. The sixth thing that you should be doing on payday is paying your bills. On payday, like I said, when you hit the ATM, you're gonna pull out the cash for any bills that you pay in person. Go ahead and knock those out, man. Knock those out real quick so you don't have to worry about it, right? But in addition to that, once you get back to the crib, or if you can do it on your phone, any other bills, even if you usually pay them online, go ahead and take care of those. Don't give yourself a chance. The thing is, don't give yourself a chance to spend that money. Because here's what happened, and you got to be honest with yourself. I'm just keeping it real. You have to be honest with yourself. What happens is, we get paid, you don't do none of the things I listed. You go home, you're chilling, you're having a good time, whatever you're doing. It always winds up happening. You always wind up spending a little too much, just a little too much, or a little bit more than what you were intending to spend. Don't allow yourself that chance. And then now you're saying, oh man, this bill's due. I thought I had enough. Now I'm gonna have to, take some out of my, instead of me getting X amount of dollars for my allowance, now I could only get X amount because I spent some. Go ahead and take care of those bills now. If it's in person or online or on your phone or what have you, go ahead and take care of those bills. Again, don't even allow yourself the chance to spend that money. Because again, it's all about getting that discipline. Number 7 is, as you work yourself through number 1 through 6, you're getting your gas. Any money you got left over, hold on to it. You pay your bills, you get your grocery shopping out of the way. Any money that you have left over from those items, roll that over, and whatever you have left over, roll that money over. Your first priority, number 1, is get that emergency fund in place. We've all seen the statistics. The average household or the average person, $1,000 emergency will send them into debt, which is sad. So focus every penny you can and everything that you can salvage on putting into your savings account to build up for that. At least a minimum of $1,000. That won't solve everything. Definitely won't solve everything, but that's going to give you the cushion. And oh, by the way, if you got $1,000, if you got a G in the bank, you're ahead of most Americans. No matter what they say or how they make it look on Instagram or Facebook, you're ahead of most Americans in the fact that you have $1,000 saved. Now, ain't for you to flash and be all showing off and stuff. That's really an emergency fund. So if something happens, you have that money. So anything past that, so say you've done this a couple times or you're already at your $1,000 in the bank. At that point, I would tell you, focus on paying down your debt. Every penny that you can spare, go ahead and put that on debt. There's 2 schools of thought with debt. There is the approach of, we're going to take the most financially sound way and pay off your highest interest debts first. And then there's another way. And this was really made sort of famous by Dave Ramsey, of getting a piece of paper, listing your debts from largest to smallest, and starting with the smallest one. Again, if you watch my previous video, and especially my budget video, my most recent video, I'll leave that link in the description for you guys. That template should already be a part of your budget. And that's on your goals and debt tab, right? So you've already got your debts listed from largest to smallest. And you work up. For me, I use the latter of the 2, which is listing your debt largest to smallest and starting with the smallest, right? Every penny you can, throw at that smaller debt. For me, it's all about the mental aspect of this thing. What drains a lot of people out from paying off debt or just wears you out the fastest is oftentimes paying the highest interest debt. Typically, the highest interest debt for a lot of people is your biggest debt. So as you're going along, you may see the little progress, but you really get drained because you don't see that progress. You don't see those quick wins. Paying off, starting with the lowest debt and working your way up, does a couple of things. One, emotionally, it gives you those little wins as you move through. So you can build that momentum and build that excitement. But 2, it's freeing up, as you pay stuff off, it's freeing up more money for you to be able to throw at the next thing and the next thing. Hopefully you don't have a lot of debt. I wasn't that lucky. I signed up for a whole lot of stupid. So I'm trying to avoid you doing that. But if you are, guess what? You're human. Again, every penny, every penny should be devoted to building at least $1,000 worth of savings. Once you get to that point, or if you already have that $1,000 saved, now every extra penny that you can squeeze out of that budget should be going to paying off debt. List your debt largest to smallest, start at the very bottom with the smallest debt, pay the minimum balance on the rest, and work your way up, right? Now, I do want to say, I am not a licensed financial planner. This is just my humble opinion from a guy here on YouTube, just who's lived and who's been there and done that and seen it firsthand. Giving you my opinion because I already know there's a lot of you guys out there that's just like me. Person to person, just showing you what I see and showing you some of the tricks of the trade that I've learned that works. Up to you, man. You can take it or leave it, but I highly encourage you to try these out. And if so, let me know how it works out for you, man. For me in my life, this has absolutely helped me because it allows me to knock out everything I need to knock out on payday and I don't have to worry about it. Go ahead and get these 7 things taken care of on payday. You're good, bro. You're good. So, man, I appreciate you guys taking the time to rock with me. Just a quick recap of the 7 things you should be doing on payday is 1, pay yourself before you pay anybody else. 2, go ahead and hit the bank. Take out the money you're gonna need for any bills that you pay in person. Take out your gas money and take out your allowance or your entertainment money. 3, go ahead and gas up, man. Go ahead and get it out the way. And another reason why I say go ahead and gas up on payday is because 1, you don't run the risk of, oh, I ain't got enough to fill up. Right now, gas prices are pretty cheap, but still, you want to alleviate that altogether. But 2, you want to have to be fighting like everybody else because everybody else is thinking about, oh, I'll just wait till the weekend or I'll wait till Monday morning. Man, I don't know about you. Monday morning, I ain't trying to see nobody gas tank. No, nobody gas pump. You know, I don't know how many people out there are morning people. I'm sort of a morning person, but I still don't feel like hitting no gas pump. And guess what? Everybody else is thinking about doing the same thing. So you can cruise right through all the gas stations on the way to work. Or if you're at the house and you're working from home, that's one less trip you have to worry about. Number 4, get your grocery shopping out the way. And again, I highly encourage if you can do it online, go ahead and do that online, man. Again, it's going to save you a tremendous amount of money from those convenience goods. And I wanted to tie in with the gas too. I highly encourage, you can do 1 or 2 things really. Once you hit the ATM initially, to go ahead and take out, the money for your entertainment or allowance, take out the money for any bills that you pay in person. You could do 1 of 2 things. Me, I actually transitioned to just paying it on my card, my debit card. Now, once you get the discipline to be able to use credit cards, and really you got to stand in truth to actually use the credit cards for a gas card, even if you're using it for points or whatever you're using it for, and you pay it off by the end of the month, you're good. But me, I started using my debit card at the pump because just like the mindset of grocery shopping, it avoids a bad situation for me. I run into the store, I'm like, oh man, them chips look good. Oh man, let me get a soda real quick, or a water or energy drink or whatever it is, those convenience goods. And it may be $5, $6, $7, whatever it is. That money add up though, man. Number 5, go ahead and put your allowance in your envelope or in your wallet or in your purse. And be disciplined enough to stick to that allowance. Now, again, that stems back from you making your budget. Be realistic with your budget. Me, I pull that out in cash because there's more of an emotional attachment with seeing money go. No, don't leave me. Don't leave me. Stay here. Number 6, go ahead and pay your bills. Whether they're in-person bills or you pay them on your cell phone or once you get to the crib. But again, just knock it out on payday. So that alleviates the possibility of you not paying them or not having enough money. Once you get through your weekend and Monday come, you're like, okay, let me be responsible. You short now. Oh, man. You be searching the places you know you ain't got no pockets. Let me go find that money. And number 7, go ahead and focus any money that you were able to save in your budget. Go ahead and focus that, and you have to be disciplined with that. Go ahead and focus on putting that money into your savings account until you at least get $1,000 in there. Once you get that $1,000 in there, that money is not play money. Then you need to focus on rolling that money over to paying off your debt. If you can work this system and do this consistently, you'll be surprised at how well your budget works, how well you're like, man, I'm actually able to do what I want to do on a budget. Oh, wow. That just means you're budgeting right? But yeah, so that's my feedback. That's my suggestions. The 7 things that we all should be doing on payday. Let me know if you have any suggestions or things that you do on payday that you highly encourage other people to do. We all love pearls of wisdom, so we'll take it any way we can. With that said, good people, man, I hope you've had a good week so far. Happy Friday, happy Friday. Man, be smart. Don't be out there acting crazy and doing all that stuff, man. You know we got this pandemic still going around. So be smart, protect yourself, protect your family, save wisely, invest your money wisely. Till next time, people, I'm gone.